Welcome back, everyone. When I did it initially, and the reason I'm all dressed up like this is we had just had a big storm, which you'll see in a later video, but I figured I might as well come out here and show you. Here's down by the back gate. Massive amount of water here. I'm sure he can't get in to his house too easily down there. I'll walk down there afterwards. It's a good thing I got my high sea boots on. Well, here's the aftermath of the storm. So the ditch is working as prescribed. Let's see how this is doing. This is the ditch that runs between David's side and our side. So that's running pretty good. A little bit of, this is a low spot here from driving the machines across. It's probably still going to rain again, but this way I can see where I need to make a little diversion. Yeah, that wasn't a good spot for that, was it? Was it? No, it wasn't. Good thing it wasn't plugged in. As long as it, nope, I can't get into there. Well, let's look and see how much is in the basement. Quite a bit. Then we have an indoor pool in the basement. That's really just from the rain. It's not from coming up in the ground. Once there's a roof over this, that would not be like that. And let's go see what a mess of what I just did was made. Well, you can see that ditch that goes between our wooded area and the lot 10 that I tried to buy a couple of times is completely full, but that's probably more full because the creek has overrun its banks. So here's a way that I usually walk around. I mean, this is the way you go around. I don't think I'm going to walk through there. That's never a good sign. That is never a good sign when we're in flowing. And that's not good. That is not good. And that creek is flowing. So you can see how high it comes up. You see where it normally is, but see, if I didn't have this built up to where I have it, you see how the water is going over there. I only have about, well, 5 feet. So the fact that I'm up is a good thing. Look at that. Yeah, and look at that. You see? If I didn't bring this up, this would have all happened again. Holy moly. All the segment where it was left a little bit low. And again here, you can see how it backs up. So it can't come up and over. But if I didn't raise this, we would have had a big problem. I want to see how far the water actually comes. This is spilling in. There's no pipe here. Which we may have to put in. house running into there. I'll put it on again in a second. And there's a look of it. So you can see places where I did not have it high enough. Where the water ran down, it just took it. And this isn't good right here, because if it continued, that would have been making a massive hole right there. So I got that down to just about a trickle, which you saw how it was coming out before. So there's that, held up okay. Little washout right there, but it's where I had it tipping towards the side, and I didn't have enough time to do it properly. And every time I'm always a day late whenever it comes to getting this stuff done, because if I had today to do it, it would have worked. But I got to get a gate valve for this, so this is how I stopped it. I jammed a 4-foot piece of plywood down into block up the pipe. So obviously it's going to trickle a little bit. It's not watertight, but I am going to get a one-way, either a one-way valve to go on there or a gate valve that I could open and close. Something's going to happen there, even if I have to make one. Can't have this happening, because all that damage over there was done because the water came in. It's always the water coming in. You can see another shot now because I blocked up the pipe and the water can't come in here. It is now going into, this is the property I'd like to buy, but you can see this whole back is completely wet. But the water now, I'll have to compare it to the video before, but it's now going in there, and probably some of it is spilling over from there down that end as well. But you can see I didn't really spare too much. I've got to fix all this again. Unbelievable. You can see the retention pond I built over here 3 years ago is doing its job. I'm gonna have to check the overflow and make sure it's working, but keep pouring water. Must be a little blocked because that stream would be a little bit bigger than that if it wasn't. So let's go see if the screen is plugged up. I wonder if it's blocked inside a little bit. I'm gonna have to pull, I can't take it off now because that floats out. I have it screwed down, but that is not flowing as fast as it should be. I'll check it tomorrow. Well, here's the difference the morning makes. There's no water in the ditch, a lot of debris, and doesn't look like any trees are down so far. These are all trails in the woods that I have, that I had made 8 years ago. And this is where branches down. This is where I could not cross yesterday. You see the ditch is decent depth, and it was full. trail. This is where I couldn't go. I never got to cut this again at the end of the season. To try to do it again once now most of the leaves are down. It's almost Christmas, so it's about when they come down, when they're all done. It's about the third week to last week of December. So you can see the water was all the way back to here. This was not crossable yesterday. And it was bubbling out of the ground somewhere over here. I'm not sure where how the ditch runs. There must be a... it's back over there, I guess. Never really been able to see where the ditch goes. It must go into a pipe. Still definitely squishy. See, all the water came this way. And it branched down. It only matters for when I come through. Well, when I drive through, too. I don't want to be driving over branches. But when I keep this cut, I cut the grass. So you can see there was a pretty good flow coming through here. Let's get to the creek. I can tell it's already down because I don't see it. Yeah, it's still flowing pretty good. But I mean, it was up to here, and now it's not. What a difference vegetation makes too, where it doesn't wash this out. Yeah, so this is where the water was coming in. This is the lowest spot right here. And there's that tree. There's the picture of David was standing right there. That was in 2018, after a storm, after a hurricane. Well, that tree was up, so it's fallen down. But so you can see how far down. I mean, the water was up 12 feet. Now, let's go over and see this nightmare. All right, so there, that has to go. This overflow has to go because, you know, you saw the water was right up to that. That end was low. See, again, I'm always one day short of being able to finish what I need to do, and then these problems happen. So this end was low, so all this surface water ran down, washed that in. Not terrible. This end also was low, so it also ran this way. But most of this was caused by the splashing of water. So again, I'm glad I didn't finish this because I'm going to have to get back out there again and dig up. Hopefully for the last time this next time. And again, same thing here. This was a low spot. And when there's a low spot, that's what it does. Same thing here. And there's so much debris in there, you see everything has to be fuddled around. So, but as you saw, my plan worked, so the water went over into that property instead of coming over the dam. So we did not get breached. We did not get topped, I should say. Again, part of it was the excavator. I think if I didn't pat the banks in, I think I would have been better off because I made I made divots for the water to go over the edge. The water did not go over the edge, but it's not terrible. This was gentle. And as you saw, the water was all the way up to there. That's a big one. This was the spot I was worried about, because it only had about 3 feet before it was going to breach through. So I definitely have to fix this one first. And this took a lot. Same thing out in the corner. This is all pretty much back down again. So this worked as planned as well.